My name is Karen Slack, and I play Serena in Porgy and Bess.
My name is Chauncey Packer, and I'm singing the role of Sportin Life.
My name is Laquita Mitchell, and I am singing the role of Bess at the San Francisco Opera.
I feel very connected to this piece, but I love it. Every time I hear it, the overture starts, and it's this big ring, and we're there.
Every time I think about the music and I hear the music, I get so happy.
It's such a piece that's so close to my heart as an African American. Growing up as an African American boy in the South, it's such a deep-hearted connection. The music is so genuine to me. Most of the music is my experience growing up in a Pentecostal church with the gospel and songs that are just passed down. They're not really written, but passed down. So I feel a definite connection with this piece.
And everywhere I go, no matter what walks of life, no matter what color, race, or creed, when the show is done, people cheer. People revere Porgy. People revere the people of Catfish role.
If you get a production where the director understands the history, understands, where we are as African American singers, and understands where we want to go with the integrity, I think all the degrading and demeaning things, which have been taken out of this particular production, it doesn't really exist.
I like the character of Bess because, unlike anything I've ever done before to this date, she just sparkles with fire. She's so much fun. She's so much fun. What I appreciate about the role is that I am able to be multifaceted and I am not just one-dimensional. There are so many, her movements, her walk, her talk, everything, of course, influenced by drugs and alcohol. But there's something about that freeness in her body and that freeness in her movement that I really appreciate.
Well, I think Serena is a very complex character because she is this woman who's so religious and so righteous and always kind of, checking people and looking down on other people. And she happens to be married to this guy, Robbins, who drinks and gambles, and which is not really the relationship that you would think someone like Serena would have. I think she's just thinking about how am I gonna make it? How am I gonna make it through? What's gonna happen? And then a woman in this community with no husband, most of the women in the community have husbands, so now she's left all alone. So I think she's worried about that. Every night at the end of the My Man's Going Down, the audience goes crazy. I'm thinking, I guess I did my job.
Because I know several Sportin Lives. I know my Sportin Life is a mixture of different people I've known in my life. Sammy Davis Jr. I've studied him in the movie, but I've also studied how he moves when he performs and how he's charming and you're just there with him, and it's very in this box, but you go to this little space with him. But for me, a street life, I go back to being in Alabama. Every now and then there was a guy who would come in, he'd come with this van, and he was what we called in the, the hood a hot man. So he had, he'd have stolen goods, you might say, some shirts and music and different things. And he always had an array of things. And even though my family was very religious, he had this appeal about him that my mother never really questioned. She would always buy something from this man, even though knowing the background, I'm sure she knew the background of these pieces, these stolen goods. But He was charming. He was a salesman. That's quite a lot of different little characters and all that come into play in Sportin Life.
I thank God that we have this story that's a part of Americana, that's a part of Black culture.
Every time I do this production, I feel the love, I feel the warmth, I feel the acceptance.
I'm so thankful for the music. I'm so thankful for Gershwin. I'm so thankful for DuBose Hayward, from which it started.
Gershwin got it right.